Podcast City Network.
Listener discretion is advised.
It is time to play.
You're listening to The Everett Lee Show. Let's go! A shot of entertainment to the head.
No doubt.
Sit back, relax, put your drinks up, and enjoy the entertainment.
Okay.
Now we come to the payoff.
Let's rock.
What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to this Friday edition of Slammin' Thursday of the Everett Lee Show with Everett Lee and the Chris Rose. Welcome, everyone, to this special podcast for this Friday night. I hope everyone had a happy Halloween, because I certainly did. Chris, how was your Halloween?
It was alright. Just got off work, went home, watched Crown Jewel. It was a decent pay-per-view. Just spent my Halloween at home.
Watching Crown Jewel. That's about it, huh? You didn't take the kids out trick-or-treating?
No, they did that today. Where I live, they did it on November 1st for some reason, and that's the day I take them back to their mother. Uh-huh. So they went trick-or-treating today. Didn't get to do it yesterday, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have many more than with Daddy. So
Nice.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I know a lot of people is still doing Halloween because of the weekend and stuff, and I know a lot of people have off with the weekend and everything with it being, with Friday. A lot of places have done a lot of things with Friday. I'll tell you one thing, man. A lot of radio stations have been listening. I listen to Sirius XM in my car. I listen to Octane, and Octane's been doing all week this Halloween, or last few weeks, a Halloween playlist of spooky songs and stuff. I thought was pretty damn awesome. On Liquid Metal Station, they were doing today. I was on the way coming home from work. They were doing the Corridor covers, and it was all Typo Negative. And I'll tell you, some of the bands that cover Typo Negative butchered Typo Negative. Don't you hate an artist when they do a cover song and they butcher it?
Yes, it's very irritating.
It is. It is.
It is. Does not cover classic music, classic songs. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. You just it's all on what you like, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it just all depends. It all depends. I would have to say, if I had a favorite top 3 of favorite cover songs, number 3 would be Killswitch Engage, Holy Diver. Number 2 would be the recently release of Seven Kingdoms Empty Eyes EP with their cover of Heart's Barracuda. And my number 1 favorite cover song, shockingly, Chris, would have to be Local H covering Britney Spears' Toxic. I love that. I love how they turned a pop song into a freaking rock song. They made it into theirs.
I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. They did a good job. Local H did. They did a good job covering that right there. But sending a Facebook post out to let everyone know that Everett Lee and Chris Rose is live right now on Twitch.
Live.
Yep. So
Everyone
live.
check us out.
Everyone, when you listen back to this here on Twitch and on Podcast City Network's YouTube, you gotta check out the tweets and the post on Facebook. I'm putting it out there so everyone can see, and hopefully we'll get some feedback. We'll get some people in here tonight, man. We'll get some people in listening because, man, I'll tell you, a lot happened. A lot happened this week in wrestling, did it not?
In and out of the ring, it's been a crazy week for wrestling.
It has.
And with the week, I've had a crazy week myself with family, and it's just been everything all together. It's just been a crazy week. Monday Night Raw, NXT, AEW, Crown Jewel, so much to talk about. There's a lot of Crown Jewel drama with them trying to get back to the States. There's been the Jordan Miles T-shirt drama.
Yes.
There's been a lot of wrestling going on. What do you think about the Jordan Miles situation?
The Jordan Miles situation, when I first heard about that, I didn't know what was going on when I seen it on Twitter. I went on Twitter and I took a look at it. And when I looked at what he was upset about with the T-shirt, I don't see nothing wrong with the T-shirt. But then if you look at it from two point of views, looking at the T-shirt, then I see it. Did you see it?
I saw the shirt. I don't know really what he was mad about. It's not a very good looking shirt. The design is kind of bland.
Yeah.
But I guess he has a different opinion on it as far as the culture, I guess. I don't really know what's wrong with it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm just one of those people, I guess. But I've never even heard of this guy. I didn't even know he was in the Performance Center. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if he's just trying to get over that way. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. It's crazy. He's threatening a lawsuit, right? Am I right about that?
Yeah, lawsuit. What got me about the situation with the T-shirt thing was he basically said WWE is racist and they don't care about black people. Velveteen Dream.
Why is he there?
Yeah. Why? Oh, yeah, exactly.
Probably just trying to get over. He's trying to get himself over with his fans in that way, and that's just not how you do it.
No.
If this guy just don't like the place, why don't just leave and go somewhere else? I mean, that's just a simple solution. I mean, he's not someone that Vince McMahon would keep like captive, like if Seth tried to leave, he'd be like, pal, no. Jordan Miles wanted to leave. I'm sure he could leave. I mean, he's not up there with those guys, so why not just leave if you just don't like it?
Exactly.
Over a T-shirt at that.
Exactly. It's messed up. The situation's messed up, and yeah, a lot of people said if you're unhappy, just leave, and he's just look at it like that, man, because I mean, for God's sakes, I mean the T-shirt don't look that great. I just looking at it, honestly, it don't look that great. And two, just the people he pulled in to the conversation that he didn't need to, like Jay Lethal, Ring of Honor, and then he was going back and forth with different people and stuff, and saying that WWE don't care about black people. Well, the thing is with WWE, I mean, look at Velveteen Dream. He North American champion. Okay, you look at Kofi Kingston. For God's sakes, man, Kofi Kingston. Yeah, he was WWE champion. You know, Ricochet, U.S. champion. I mean, look at all the people there. I mean, Titus O'Neil with when he had with Darian Young back years ago. Primetime players, tag team champions, New Day, tag team champions. How come WWE don't care? Yes, they do. It's just bad call.
Ron,
What's that?
he's a little older. Ron Simmons.
Yeah, Ron Simmons. He was what? Tag team champion, Doom, and world heavyweight champion in WCW.
Treated him really good. In ring wrestling aside, outside of wrestling, Ron Simmons still to this day has been treated good by Vince from the WWE. And yeah, back to the New Day. The New Day is one of the hottest tag teams in the world. So I don't get his point of view on that.
Yeah, I
WWE treats all kinds of race right.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I think they treat them all right. I just think Jordan Miles isn't getting what he wants, and he's going to make controversy out of anything. And I hope that I wish him the best. I hope everything gets resolved, but I really think he's just wanting attention, and that's just how it is in my point of view.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta switch microphones. Tell me what else. What else has been going on outside the ring here lately besides the Jordan Miles T-shirt controversy?
Well, there's been a report of Cain Velasquez had a knee injury going into Crown Jewel, and that explained the very short match they had. That explained a lot of things for what the match was. And also, according to the Wrestling Observer, they're building a match between Rey Mysterio and Brock Lesnar in a chairs match, which would be interesting to see. With everything that's been going on with Brock and Dominic and Rey Mysterio, I could see the Brock Lesnar Cain Velasquez match happen again. Have to have knee surgery, Cain Velasquez.
Yeah.
Let's say at WrestleMania, they'll go again. And that's that. And there's also, there was a report that some of the wrestling talent was detained in Saudi Arabia because of the plane issues. So they had to audible, go with a different route tonight on SmackDown. I've not watched it yet. I'm going to catch SmackDown tomorrow morning when I wake up. I'm going to watch SmackDown and catch up on that. Talk about the WWE 2K20 video game. Have you played it yet?
No, I have not played it, but I have seen it. I've seen what was going on with everything going on with Twitter. Seen the videos and stuff. I thought that was really funny because just looking at the videos and seeing the glitches in it and stuff.
Yeah, they're crazy. All of them are. But I don't know. Fans really punished this game this year for that. I think the previous ones have done it as well.
Pretty much.
The glitches in 2K20 are insane. Some of them are funny. I'll probably be getting the game. I haven't got one since 2017. But I'll definitely probably get the game later on down the road and check it out.
Right.
I just wanted to throw it in there. Some of the glitches was crazy. They was.
Yeah. Yeah, those glitches are crazy.
That's all I can think of in the news outside the ring at this time. I did have in my notes here the Jordan Miles situation. I wanted to address that because that's been a pretty serious, ongoing topic, and hopefully it gets resolved.
Yeah, I do too.
Kind of stuff. And best wishes to Jordan Miles and WWE in that regard.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get things straightened out and things situated, man, because it's pretty damn bad right now with everything going on with Jordan Miles, and I do hope they get that resolved, because they need to, man. It needs to be resolved. It definitely does need to be resolved.
It does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, did you see, talking about 2K20, did you see the video that someone put up with the ring and stuff, where the person's on the side of the ropes and they're going up and down, and it had the song "I'm a maniac on the run"? That was some funny stuff, man. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things. Yeah, there's a bunch of things going on and stuff. And on the chat right here, I want to give a shout out to Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast. He says, hello, Everett Lee and Chris Rose. And yes, David, I know you tried to call me just a second ago, but I'm doing a live show right now with the Chris Rose here for this Slammin' Thursday edition that's on tonight, because last night was Halloween. And therefore, we're going to be talking and discussing a lot of things going on tonight with Raw, Monday Night Raw, NXT, AEW this past Wednesday night, and, of course, this Thursday, which was, or yesterday, was Crown Jewel. We'll be discussing that and much, much more right here on the podcast here on your Slammin' Thursday edition. Coming to you on Friday night here on the Everett Lee Show, right here on twitch.tv/the Everett Lee. And if you're viewing on Podcasting Network, the stream right now is viewing over there right now. And this video will be loaded up later on YouTube, Podcasting Network YouTube page. And you can always check out everything going on at Everett Lee Show on Facebook, the Everett Lee, and on Twitter at the Everett _Lee, and in Instagram, Everett Lee Show. So let's get into this, man. Let's start talking and discussing this here. And there's a lot that went on Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw, the ratings were low. I mean, they were low this week. Compared to last week, too, they were low. The ratings have been low just constantly for the longest time. You wonder, and I wonder, Chris, if AEW, being the new kid on the block, would have upped all the programming through the week with WWE, especially with Raw and SmackDown. NXT, they're, like we were talking about before we went live tonight, NXT is holding their own right now, and it's gotten really good the last couple weeks, because especially last week, everyone was talking about what happened with Finn Balor with NXT, which we'll get into here in a little bit, though. But what'd you think of Raw? Anything popped out and caught your eye that you found interesting this past Monday?
Well, I have a lot of notes here on Raw. I watched the whole show. A lot of interference in all the matches. No clean finishes. Just build-up matches for Crown Jewel. The Eric Rowan and Seth Rollins match was kind of out of nowhere. I didn't get it. It kind of makes you wonder if the Fiend Bray Wyatt is trying to is he bringing back Eric Rowan because Seth is in a feud right now with Bray Wyatt, and I didn't get why they did a Falls Count Anywhere match with Eric Rowan.
Yeah.
decent match. Paige made her return to open the show. She was in the ring with the Kabuki Warriors. It made me think of her as a heel manager when she was first walking out with them, but then they turned on her. Good heat for the Kabuki Warriors. I like that segment.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
get some revenge.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll get some revenge.
Hopefully.
And Becky Lynch comes out to make the save, setting up a match between her and Kairi Sane. The opening of Raw was pretty good, pretty decent. Big fan of the Kabuki Warriors. Those two girls can work, and it's awesome. And then you have this match, Becky Lynch and Kairi Sane. Did you get to see that?
Yeah, I did. That was a pretty interesting match with everything going on right there with that. I mean, just Kairi Sane, I loved her in NXT, and I would have to say that this right here was just, man, just, I loved it. Kairi
Sane did a version of the Walls of Jericho in the match that caught my eye.
Yeah.
It was very innovative, and I have to steal it from her.
You're going to have to steal that from her.
Really nice. I'm not going to do that. It was really nice. I enjoyed that. That was awesome.
Yeah, you're gonna update. You're gonna add more to your move sets there, Chris. I mean, you got some pretty good move sets, but you're gonna add more.
Yes, I'm going to add more to my move set, and starting with that is stealing that Kairi Sane version of the Walls of Jericho. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed this match. Becky Lynch is one of the best right now, and they kind of put together this match to see if Kairi Sane could hang with Becky Lynch, and she did. And really hope to see these two women work again. It was great. No interference. It was a good match. It was great. As far as I remember, no interference, because I didn't write it down in my notes. In my notes, I wrote down the matches that had interference. But
Right.
I don't think there was. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah. It was a decent match. I mean, I liked it, and it was. I don't know what to say. I mean, it was a good match, and yeah, Kairi Sane. I'm glad that they're doing something with her and Asuka finally putting those women tag team championships on them, and I think that was the right move to do because they're great. I mean, nothing against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, but come on, man. I mean, just you got good in-ring talent there. They're over. People love them. People followed Kairi Sane. It followed Asuka through NXT all the way up to where they're at now. I mean, why not? Why not give them the belts? You know?
Yeah, and they're doing really good with this heel turn run. I really like Asuka painting her face green and doing the mist.
Yeah, yeah.
I really enjoy that whole Asuka. I think the fans are ready to see a different style of her and kind of repackage her and get her back on the map as one of the top women performers like she was when she first came there. And I really enjoy it. I'm really enjoyed to see what this tag team does with the championships. And I also like the idea of the women's championship going not just Raw and SmackDown, but NXT as well.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing where they're going to be going with that right there because I mean, first, I mean, we got to see this. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but yeah, we saw for the first time that the women's tag team titles were defended on NXT. Man, that was great. That was great because when Bayley and Sasha, when they first won the belts, they showed up and said, "Yeah, we're going to be defending these belts." They never did. So the Kabuki Warriors came back and they got a good ovation coming back and defending the belts. But yeah, the rest of Raw, I would have to say we had the match with Randy Orton and Ricochet there. RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was Ricochet and Drew McIntyre had the match. And Randy Orton interfered.
Yeah. That's what I meant. I wrote it down wrong on my notes.
It's all good, man. It's just, this is one of these matches I was looking forward to. It was a good match, a really good open to the match. McIntyre has solid belly-to-belly suplexes. McIntyre ring work is phenomenal. He looks great. Ricochet looks great. Ricochet looks like he should be in the Marvel movies.
He does.
Superhero.
He does.
He does.
What?
Looks crazy. I love the part in the match where Drew McIntyre got in Hogan's face on the outside.
Yeah, man.
That was really. We always loved those Hogan stare downs back in the day, and with the guy that McIntyre, it was really cool. And McIntyre before that he delivered a leg drop to Mark Hogan, and I really loved it. It was a good match. A part in the match, McIntyre delivered the reverse Alabama slam where he landed on his face. The crowd was expecting that to be the end, and I thought it should because the crowd reacted like it was going to be the end of the match.
Yeah.
But he came out because of the storyline I told a week before when he did the reverse Alabama slam on the steel steps. I thought that was going to be the finish, but it wasn't.
No.
But overall, it was a good match, and Randy Orton did interfere.
Yeah.
And the beatdown on Team Hogan. Yeah, I really enjoyed that match. It was good. Ricochet and Drew McIntyre are not one of my two of my favorites on Raw, and yeah, it was great. It was great. And the thing I found odd about that, they didn't show any of Flair or Hogan's entrances. When he came back from break, they was already in the ring. I found that odd. And because if you want to, have Hogan and Flair on there, why wouldn't you have the best part of them now since you can't see them wrestle as their entrances? I found that weird, but, that's Monday Night Raw for you doing weird shit. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that I had a problem. Okay, I had a problem with one of the things that happened was talking about they went to a commercial. What the heck is the problem with they go to the commercial and they come back and they don't explain what happened, why they're at this point? Okay, perfect example. I want to say is that Seth Rollins and Eric Rowan match, that last man standing. Okay, they fight all the way up to the entrance. Okay, out the arena there, up the steps. Okay, and then Rollins gets put through the merch table, and you're like, oh man, this is great. This is freaking awesome. And then they cut to a commercial. They come back. Rollins is outside the ring, right there with Rowan. Okay, how did they get back there? It seemed like creative, and the camera was just basically just like.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
Yeah,
I put that in the notes actually about the break, and they was back in the ring.
Yeah,
back from commercial break. That was weird.
I know.
But,
It was like
but when they got back in the ring, it was going pretty good. Also, in my notes, I thought the match was going too long for what it was. I think they should have put Rollins over strong against a big guy to make him more of a threat to the Fiend. And, you know, it was the forklift spot at the end was different. But I thought it was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
It was a decent match to me. I mean, it was all right. I mean, I thought Seth should have finished him off earlier on to get him back stronger because they hurt him real bad at Hell in a Cell. And that's not his fault. That's the creative. And, you know, like Jim Cornette says, I think some of these talent have to stand their ground and put the foot down and be like, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah,
But, you know, Seth, I mean, he's a WWE pioneer, and he's going to do what they say. But, that kind of, you know, the crowd is starting to get behind Rollins again. But, this match went way too long. The brawling in the concession stand and the gimmick WWE shop is overdone. They've been doing that a lot here lately.
Yeah. You start to notice you start to notice stuff like that, and it's ridiculous. You've seen it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I noticed throughout the show as well, they promoted the Rusev and Lana thing a lot, and I kind of like that. I kind of like that they're at least putting a storyline out there that is very Vince McMahon-like. This whole thing, because I'm pretty sure in reality, Rusev and Lana are still married.
Yeah, and, of course.
This is man. All right, Rusev, we're gonna do this with your wife. I could just. If only I was in the meeting room with Vince, I would love to do that.
It's like Rusev's like.
Hold on.
Maybe Rusev likes it. I don't know. I mean, it's crazy, but
What now?
You know what?
Now let me ask you.
Doing a story.
Let me ask you.
Rusev is more than he ever has been.
Yeah. Let me ask you real quick.
Yeah, actually has a character of some big guy coming out there and wrestling because, you know, ever since Bobby Lashley has debuted, he's the man. I thought it was going to be Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. But they never did do that, of course, because that's what the fans wanted. And when Vince smells that like a shark in blood-infested water, he's like, yeah, it is because you want it. I want it. And Vince just smells that. He does. Feeds off the fans. And sometimes when they want something, he don't give it to them right away.
Nah,
this does build up. A lot of fans don't like it, but it is a story. It is a good one, I think. Especially the way they're pushing it. I think it's going to be pretty good. Also, the R-Truth Buddy Murphy match. It started out really good. I know I'm jumping back a little bit.
No, that's fine. That's fine, man.
I don't like the 24/7 championship interfering in matches.
You don't?
I don't like that. I thought R-Truth and Buddy Murphy's putting on a heck of a match. But R-Truth can go with these young guys. R-Truth is a hellacious worker. And they had R-Truth running around the ring after being in a competitive match chasing the Singh brothers. And he got dizzy and rolled in the ring, and Buddy Murphy didn't look good after he beat him in that way because he had have R-Truth run around and get dizzy before he could beat him. And I don't know if they should be building Buddy Murphy that way.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They actually shouldn't.
Could have been a whole lot more. I think R-Truth deserves a little bit better. But, you know, they're just, it was part of an angle. It is what it is. But I was into that match before all that happened. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous with the 24/7 title now. It is kind of played out a little bit, I believe, because before, at first, you were wondering who's going to get the title, but it keeps coming back to R-Truth. It keeps coming back to him. I think the whole thing is played out now that you have people going after R-Truth. They get the title, they run off, they do whatever. The title switches a couple times, and then it ends up back with R-Truth. He's held, like Corey Graves said during Crown Jewel, R-Truth, I've lost count how many times he's won it. And I started laughing. I'm like, really? He has. He's if anyone who's held a title the most right now in WWE would be R-Truth, because he's held the 24/7 title so many damn times. So many times. It's just ridiculous. And I agree with you right there, man. I agree that, I mean, yeah, R-Truth works good in the ring. He's great and stuff. And he has something. And people love it. But I believe it's just the 24/7 title is just overplayed now. It's give it to someone, but just give it to someone and having him just go after it and keep winning it, losing it, winning it, losing it, winning it. I mean, yeah, that's the whole point of it, but it's overdone. It's overplayed. They're beating a dead horse to me by this point.
Yeah, and they'll get it under control. I mean, I don't mind the 24/7 championship, but I just don't want it ruining a competitive match. I mean, if you're gonna put Buddy Murphy in there with R-Truth, have Buddy Murphy go over R-Truth in a competitive match and get Buddy over, not the 24/7 championship over. I don't know. Buddy Murphy and R-Truth both deserve better than that. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the Street Profits promo. It was just weird to me. I think their backstage promos was a lot better. They had more. Yeah. For some reason, in the backstage promos, they had more charisma than they do out in the ring. I don't know. That promo was just out of nowhere. Nobody came out there to, battle back with them. It was
just awkward, right?
It was just there, and that's all I can say about that. I thought that was really awkward. If you're going to have them do a promo like that and have them do it backstage where everybody is used to it, I mean, if you're going to have them do it in the ring, have a heel team come down and challenge them. I don't know. I thought that was just out of nowhere there. And they wasn't even in the tag team turmoil match at Crown Jewel either after doing a promo. I guess it's a slow build for the Street Profits. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree that they weren't in the tag team turmoil, man. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I thought they should have been in it. Not win it, but they have a high intensity in the ring. Their moveset is pretty good. I like what they bring to the table. They're over. Good tag team. They should have been there besides the B team, or Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Not disparaging those two teams at all.
Right.
Zack Ryder is one of the best company. But as far as in today's WWE, Street Profits have been built really good, and they should have been in that match.
Yeah, they should have. They should have been in that, and they've been built pretty good. But maybe they got plans for them. You know, maybe they got other plans for them, or they just, I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, they may be doing something with the Street Profits besides that right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was surprising not to see them in the tag team turmoil, but we'll see more of the Street Profits in the near future, of course. The Viking Raiders being in another squash match was weird too.
Oh,
they was past that now.
Yeah.
I think they should be building a match with a tag team since they are the champions now. The champions shouldn't be in a squash match, and the Viking Raiders are essentially good guys, and squash matches are for the bad guys. Yeah, you go from being in legit matches to squash matches. Come on, they shouldn't be in that. Viking Raiders should be in the ring with guys like the OC. OC is a good tag team, and those two teams right there, it's good matches. Why not have them in the ring together? It was just to get the Viking Raiders looking strong. But they're already strong. They're good. They're the champions.
Yeah.
They went from facing Rude and Ziggler to the Chicago Cubs. That was the name of it. Team, the Chicago Cubs.
I know that. Really?
I got when those two local boys got to the arena. Vince was like, "You're going to be the Chicago Cubs."
Yeah. How would you feel about that? How would you feel about that? You go do a match. Okay, you're going to a show. Okay, you're heading to a show to do. Okay, and you walk in, and they say tonight. They say, like, say you're going to a KZW show, or and the new owner, Jeremy Hines. Shout out to Mr. Jeremy Hines now, who is the new owner of KZW. Mr. Hines says to you, Chris, tonight, gonna have you wrestle in a Hawaiian outfit tonight. What do you say?
I'd be like, Jeremy, what the hell are you smoking? What?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Like, where's JJ? Where's he at? No, I mean, I'm sure he'll do a good job. But, I'm like, what the fuck, Jeremy Hines? I'm the Chris Rose. I'm not going to put on a Hawaiian shirt for these peasants. I'm going to wear my stuff.
Exactly.
I may do it for him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it depends on the situation, right? It would depend on that right there. It definitely would depend on that. I know, and you'd make it look good. You definitely would make it look good. But don't get no ideas there, Mr. Hines. Okay, but yeah, that. You would rock it, man. You definitely would rock it with that. I know you would, because you'd make it look good. Because I mean, you're the Chris Rose, right?
Chris Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And who the hell is Catalina? Did you see the Sin Cara and Andrade match?
Yes, Catalina. I knew for a while that she was going to be coming to WWE. It was reported back of.
Where was I? Because I don't know who she is.
Yeah, she's from Mexico. She is lucha libre wrestler from Mexico. It was reported back months ago a long time ago, actually, and I forgot about it until I seen her. I'm like, oh, okay, she's finally on TV. She's with Sin Cara now. Okay, I get it, though, but she wasn't too much help, was she?
No, I don't think any of the fans knew who she was either,
Nah.
to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was when
reaction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. What got me was how this crowd, okay, just they were dead. The only time they woke up was when Orton delivered an RKO to Ricochet. That's it. And
RKO.
yeah. They didn't know who they were, and I know it's just, who's this person? Who are they? Oh, why are they wearing a mask? Well, no, okay, Lucha Libre. Okay, I get it though, but yeah, she wasn't too much help there, so I don't know where that's going to go now, and what's going to happen with Andrea and with Sin Cara there. But I mean, it's just not really a great way to introduce a new character. Just not a new way to introduce a new character.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think about the Aleister Black who will pick a fight next promo again? One back.
Yeah, pick a fight. He's actually had more action since being on Raw than what he was on SmackDown. He went to SmackDown. What the hell was he doing? Really nothing. He had one match. Yeah. He had like one match at a pay-per-view against Cesaro, and that was it. And then pretty much nothing out. And then him, pick a fight. I'm going to pick a fight. I want to pick a fight. They need to give him something different than that. I mean, again, they don't know what to do with him. Because, again, great talent. You need to put him in some type of brawl or something, because I don't know. I'm not really digging it. He came out, he did a quick squash match, and pretty much it. You know?
Yeah, I think Aleister Black should have been on Team Hogan, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Reigns, love Roman Reigns, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, why not put Aleister Black as the captain to push him more?
Mm-hmm.
And why not have Reigns be a legend? I mean, probably a legend couldn't even be there or something.
Yeah.
But that was just my opinion. Have Roman Reigns in the team still with Aleister Black or something.
Yeah.
Black should have been pushed a lot more on the Crown. I don't even think he was on the Crown Jewel show.
No.
He didn't want to go over there.
Well,
I think he was he?
Nah. Well, last year, he couldn't go last year for the fact that the problem was that he has certain tattoos that resemble religious, so he was not able to go over there because of that. So therefore, he didn't go, and that's why he was absent this year, like he was last year. So, but it would have been great though. Yeah.
What do you think of
Roberto Carrillo?
Yeah, he's the guy he debuted on Raw from 205 Live against Seth Rollins, and now he's in a feud with AJ Styles. I mean, Vince McMahon's got to be high on this guy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, new kid on the block there, coming over from 205 Live. Yeah, impressive. I like what he does in the ring. Don't get me wrong. I will say, I don't have any problem with what he does in the ring and stuff. And I think if they kind of let him go all out more, you can see more range of his athletic ability in the ring. And him with AJ, I think, is great. the Seth Rollins, I just didn't really draw too much into that, how that was a few weeks ago. But with AJ, I believe they can have something, because AJ, he makes anyone, no pun intended, look phenomenal in the ring. So great way to showcase a new talent like that and try to get him over. And I like to see this kid go up against Andrea. I would like to see that. Andrade.
Yeah, that'll be in the near. I'm sure he will be against the top talent like he is right now. I mean, starting your Monday Night Raw debut against Rollins is A+, and now as AJ Styles. AJ Styles and Rollins are probably the two technically and all-around sound best workers on the brand. And, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, Humberto Carrillo's got a nasty crossbody headbutt. I really enjoyed that. I put that in my notes.
Yes.
That was impressive. He has one of the best moonsaults in wrestling. I mean, I'm ready to see what this kid can do.
Yeah,
and
I
the
am
veteran
too.
AJ Styles. The veteran AJ Styles is one of those veterans on the roster who get the young talent over, and I really like what they're going to do with him. Humberto Carrillo's got the teenage heartthrob look, like the women will go to him. He's just got that look. He can be a bad guy and a good guy with that look he has. Like, some men probably want to punch his face,
Yeah.
because he has that look. He has the dimples and everything. He's got that package. But once he gets the personality showing, the promos more, he'll be a star.
Mm-hmm. He will. He'll definitely be a star. I don't believe that he's going to get the U.S. title. But if he does, that's going to be something. If he does get the U.S. title, then you take it off AJ, put it on him. I have the bad feeling that they're going to make this guy a transitional champion to take the belt off of AJ, put it on him, and then have him go up against, like I said, Andrade, and then go up against him, and then have that feud right there. Because you know how it is when they take a title off of someone, that means they got something big planned for them on the horizon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Humberto Carrillo, I mean, he don't even have to have a championship right now. He's young. But, yeah, if you're going to have him in a feud with AJ and not have him win the championship, that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens with Humberto Carrillo. Really looking forward to what he does in the near future.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what he does during the future. I'm definitely am, because I mean, it's the kid has a bright future, and yeah, I mean, with AJ Styles this past Monday, it was a decent match, nothing out of the ordinary and stuff, and I will get back to more on that when we talk about Crown Jewel with AJ and him. But to end Monday Night Raw, like you said, you seen the thing with Lana and Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley. Okay. Now, Rusev comes out, Lana comes out. Okay. Lana gets in the ring. Lana's whole point was the fact that she's upset with Rusev because Rusev is a sex addict that he wants. It's like, you want to put a baby in me, and you're a sex addict. You want to do me here, do me there, do me everywhere. Well, you know what, Lana? Everybody wants to do you. Everybody wants to do you. When you walk in the room, it's like,
I'm coming!
That's basically, I mean, come on, that was kind of ridiculous. I thought, Chris, I'm like, really, this is the whole point, the reason why she went with Bobby Lashley, because Bobby Lashley treats her. No, I don't want to go rated R, what's on my mind, because after listening to that, I'm like, really, you're going with Bobby Lashley? Because Rusev wants to take you around the block a few times, quite a bit. Like, come on. I mean, any single guy that's watching WWE, I mean, for God's sakes, come on. Yeah, of course, they wish they were in Bobby Lashley's shoes. They wish they were in Rusev's shoes. And he's like, he wanted me to do me here, do me there, do me everywhere. And I felt like I was saying, she was getting ready to say, and I am Sam I Am, and I do not like green eggs and ham. I felt like that, dude.
Yeah, this segment was insane. Of course, Lana looked stunning as always. The promos are crazy. I mean, I bet talking about Rusev being a sex addict and blast Rusev for wanting to have kids with her. I bet Vince was like, oh, yeah, that's such good shit. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it to me,
booking. It was really awkward because it's very different than what I'm used to seeing. When they finally got to touch each other, Rusev got the biggest pop I've heard in a long time after he was beating up on Lashley.
Oh, God,
and,
yeah.
Ripped off the wedding band, which really got the people fired up. And he threw it in Lashley's face. And ultimately, at the end, Lashley delivered 2 low blows to Rusev.
Yes.
Very weird shit, making out over Rusev. And I bet that moment right there got Vince going.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce, we did it. Bruce. Yes.
Yeah, he's in the back there, Chris. Vince is like... Oh, damn. Yeah,
What do you think? I'm Michael. Get excited. Come on, Shane. Hey, Hunter. I like it, Hunter. Come on. Don't shake your head at me. You know you like it. I'll see you next week. But, I mean, you want me to rate Raw, because of the interference in the matches, it would have got a higher rating for me.
Yes.
I gave it 4 out of 10 stars.
4 out of 10? Okay. You give it a 4 out of 10. I'll tell you, with what I saw and stuff, what did it to me when I saw the two guys dressed up in Cubs outfits, I was like, no. I give it a 3 out of 10, and I give it a flush. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I just not impressed this week. Okay, WWE, impress me next week. Do something that I'll be talking about in the remaining weeks. Okay. All right, Chris, before we move on to talk about AEW and NXT, I want to mention that you can check out more shows on Podcast City Network, man. Right there on podcastcity.net, and hit them up on Facebook there, Facebook Podcast City Network, and send them a tweet over on Twitter at Podcast City Net. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel of Podcast City Network for the latest videos and audio podcasts such as the Everett Show, Final Score, Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast, and much, much more. WrestlePopcast, and a lot of great content right there on Podcast City Network YouTube page. And check them out if you're viewing them on twitch.tv/Podcast City Network. You'll get to see live shows on that channel when they go live during the week on Podcast City Network on Twitch. Podcast City Network is your top source for independent podcast. So, should we jump into NXT and AEW and then hit a break before we do Crown Jewel? Or should we hit a break right now?
I'm sorry?
I had to do that. I was going to ask you, you want to go ahead and jump into AEW NXT, or do you want to take a break and then we can jump into that and go right into Crown Jewel, or we'll take a break right after.
No. You want to Crown Jewel last. You can go into AEW and NXT if you like.
All right.
Don't matter to me.
All right, let's roll into it, man. What'd you watch first? AEW NXT. Roll that dice there.
I watched NXT first.
Okay. Perfect. Let me ask you, what'd you think of the opening NXT this week? Pretty eye-catching, wasn't it?
Yeah. Io Shirai had a pay-per-view takeover-like entrance. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed her and Candice LeRae, a good back-and-forth match. The ending, Io continued the attack on Candice after Io won the match, and Rhea Ripley makes a save to prolong that rivalry. I thought the match was really good, though. I enjoyed it. It was really good. The NXT women's division is way better than AEW.
Yeah, I have to agree with you right there, Chris, because for the fact that AEW they don't have a strong women's division, which I hope over time that will develop. However, if you compare to what AEW and NXT has, yes, NXT has the strongest women roster. They've built it, and it has a strong roster right there because they've given us great stars that's on Raw and SmackDown from NXT. Example, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Bayley. Should I say more? But, yes, yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, there's the second segment, Finn Balor's heel promo. What did you think about it?
Oh yeah. What did you expect out of the promo there? Why? How he delivered that?
I thought it was short and sweet. I didn't hate on it. He said what he was going to do in the near future. He's bringing back the Prince Devitt New Japan character. He pretty much, I laid down for a guy who put a mask on, and I took a mask off, and I'm the hottest damn wrestler in the world today, is basically what he said. This new character is going to be something to see.
Yes.
They removed him from all the live events for SmackDown. They want him strictly on the NXT brand. And I was right last week. Him and Johnny Gargano are going to be in a rivalry together.
You're right.
As it should be. These two guys are going to put on a match, and it's going to be one of the best of the year. Finn Balor is a guy who is a veteran in the business, and him and Johnny Gargano are going to be something to see in the near future. And I have to say, AEW, Finn Balor turning heel is, they're going to step up their game now. AEW started off hot, debut it on Wednesdays, but I think NXT is, trying their best to compete, and in the ratings it showed in the first 2 weeks. But I think, this right here is something to see, and I really enjoyed the promo. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it because that Prince, Devin from New Japan, I mean, you got one of the founding members of the Bullet Club, for God's sakes, man, right in WWE, and you got the other founding member, Carl Anderson, known as Carl Machine Gun Anderson, over on Raw.
Yeah.
With the OC. You got two of the founding members of the Bullet Club. Yeah, I mean, you got one of them on NXT right there. And yes, Chris, you were definitely right about the Johnny Gargano. That's going to be great because they're gonna. There was no other place for Johnny to go. Okay, there was no other place because with Tomaska and then Adam Cole, that pretty much okay. How many times are you going to see him go after Adam Cole? I mean, get that championship. And I think Tomaska, having him go after Adam Cole is going to be pretty interesting because you basically got two heels that, well, Tomaska is more of a face now, but he can fight and wrestle and do mind games to keep Adam Cole off his game there. Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor, that's going to be a great wrestling match. Okay, wrestling, that's the key right there with them. Johnny wrestling versus the Prince. Who's the better wrestler? Who can outdo the other person? And yeah, you're right. You're definitely right about that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to see it. Really excited for that match. And after that, we had Shane Thorne and Bronson Reed in a singles match. Honestly, don't know neither of the two.
You don't?
They had a chop fest in the beginning of the match, which was very weird. I thought that should be near the end if you're going to chop each other back and forth. But overall, it was a match to get Bronson Reed over, as far as I know, because I don't know neither of the two. Shane Thorne was going for a hurricanrana off the top.
Yes.
Took a heavy bump in the ring. Bronson Reed came off with a big splash off the top. Got the 1, 2, 3. Solid match to get Bronson over. Yeah, I thought that was a decent match for guys I've never seen work before. What do you think of it?
I thought it was great. Yeah, that move right there off the top rope. I was like, oh my God. I was like, Bronson Reed. I'm like, this dude is freaking big. I'm like, who is this guy, man? He's going to kill Shane Thorne. He's going to freaking kill him, man. He's going to freaking kill him. That's the thought that went through my head. This guy is going to kill him. And it was a great match. Shane Thorne, you're not familiar with Shane Thorne because as long as you've been watching NXT, you should be familiar with him. He was with I got it right here. I pulled it up here to let you know there. He was in a tag team with the I had the name right there. Where the hell is it? Okay, he was in TM61, and then they changed their name to the Mighty. It was Shane Miller, or not Shane Miller. It was Shane Thorne and Miller. I'm trying to find Nick Miller. That's who.
Since we're doing this podcast and we're trying to give the people what they want, I don't watch NXT all that much, and I have been here lately. before I only watched the takeovers. I didn't watch the weekly television.
No?
Like I did in 2015 and 16 I did. But from then on, I don't believe I watched a lot of it,
Yeah. Nick Miller, that's his name.
But the dude can go. Shane Thorne has a good look. He has a unique look.
Mm-hmm.
I really like these two guys. Hope to see them. I will see them on NXT, not hope. Hope to do good things. It was really good.
Yeah,
It was for what it was.
Yeah, they were great. They were great. And then earlier we were talking about the Kabuki Warriors went up and defended their tag team championships for the first time. For the first time in NXT against Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai right there. What do you think about that, man?
Very good match. Solid back and forth battle. Tegan Nox, when Dakota Kai is in the ring trying to fight back, Tegan Nox has good facials. She sells it really good. Like, oh my God, Dakota Kai, come on, you can get through this. Tegan Nox on the outside is trying to get Dakota Kai to tag her in. I really enjoyed that. You don't see that a lot out of the women. Tegan Nox did. Little things coming from a wrestler. The finish of the match was insane. Kairi Sane top rope elbow drop is one of the best I've seen in a while.
Yes.
Delivered to the back of Dakota Kai to get the pinfall. After the match, this is why the women's division NXT is much better than AEW. They have good storylines. They have, legit women. And they have groups. Shayna Baszler, Marina Shafir, Jessamine Duke. They did some damage to Dakota Kai until Rhea Ripley arrived. She was attacked from behind by Io Shirai, and Bianca Belair became a heel out of nowhere. And then Candice LeRae made a big stare down between Ripley and Baszler. And then more chaos ensues. You don't see this from women a lot. A big brawl in the ring. And then Regal, the pro he is, William Regal is one of my favorites of all time. Makes the War Games match. I love how he did it. We're going to settle this as simply as I know how. War Games. All he had to do. And I loved it.
Yeah. I love that, how all hell broke loose, man. And he was like, we're going to settle this once and for all. It's War Games. That's it. War Games.
All he had to, and that's like something Regal would say, I loved it. And and I guess the match right now is Shayna Baszler, Duke, Shafir, Belair, Io Shirai versus Nox, Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae. Man, I think this is the first ever War Games match with women.
It is. It's
going to be really good. I think this is going to steal the show.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's going to be great because you got the first ever War Games. Okay, you got the first ever War Games. Okay, match that with women. That's going to be great because they're going to set the bar. NXT Triple H is going to be like, ladies, go out there, do what you do best, and they are. They're going to set that bar. I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do and how they're going to do this and where they're going to go with this because it's going to be great. It definitely is going to be great. Tyler Bate, the bruiserweight, going up against Cameron Grimes, excuse me. Yeah.
Cruiserweight is not Tyler Bate. Isn't that Pete Dunne?
Yes, I am sorry. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So, yes, Tyler Bate. I'm thinking Pete Dunne.
Oh, good.
I've been watching. I'll tell you what I've been doing. I've been doing, Chris.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
You're not the Chris Rose.
I know I'm not perfect like you because you get everything right, even a European uppercut in the corner. So I am. I am sorry, but
This weekend,
yeah.
I'm going up against tomorrow night, and I'm in a Falls Count Anywhere match against Frankie Swamp Tower on Sunday. And those two guys better have all the Oxy Hot, all the Biofreeze, all the Tylenol in their bag for after that match, because when they feel that European uppercut from the middle rope, they're going to be feeling it for the next 3 or 4 days. So they better be ready for it, because it will connect.
They will be ready. They need to be ready going up against you. They definitely do. But honestly, the reason why I said Pete Dunne is I've been watching a lot at night before I go to sleep. Before I turn down everything and I kick back in my bed there, I have the WWE Network on. And you know what's playing by the time I go to sleep? NXT UK. So I've been watching a lot of that there. I've been really interested in what's been going on with the NXT UK. So that's why I said Pete Dunne. So I am sorry, but
Right.
Tyler Bate, okay, against Cameron Grimes. Pretty good match, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, dude. Cameron Grimes has a good throwback look. It's different than everybody else, and I like that. Grimes went for a German suplex, and fucking Tyler Bate reversed it, and the Hurricanrana looked phenomenal. And also, Cameron Grimes did like a fucking backflip power slam looking thing.
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes finished it. The standing foot stomp. It was fucking great. By far, best match on the card to me. Loved it. Then out comes Killian Dane to attack Tyler Bate.
Yes.
Obviously, at the next NXT TakeOver, we'll see these two go at it, I believe.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that match. Those two guys had good chemistry. And I didn't know that Cameron Grimes lost to Matt Riddle last week, but I forgot that Cameron Grimes before that, he was beating people in like 6 or 7 seconds, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was beating people like really like 6 or 7 seconds. And yeah, Killian Dane, like you said, Sanity was one of my favorite factions because of the Purge gimmick take, which I love. I love the Purge movies and the what I watch on the TV show that's on USA. But I feel that Killian Dane, Alexander Wolf, coming back to NXT. I know Alexander Wolf's in the faction with Walter on NXT UK. He's doing great. Killian Dane is doing fantastic back in NXT and stuff, but I feel like one person, well, Nikki Cross, I mean, look what she's doing with Alexa Bliss on Raw. I feel like Eric Young is the one that's lost out because they're not doing nothing with this guy. Waste of talent, I feel. But Killian Dane, yeah, he's great, man. Like you said, Matt Riddle. Dude, that freaking Falls Count Anywhere match, Matt Riddle was insane when he like put him through the wall. What is it not?
I remember that. Yeah, it's insane.
Damn, I knew something was gonna happen because the way they were going, I said something's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. And when I went through the wall, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I was like, big guy put him through the wall. All I can say is when Matt was in that wall sitting there, I'm like, bro.
Oh,
Bro, you okay? That's all I thought. But yeah, great match. I mean, I loved it. I totally agree. This match was my favorite match of the night. And speaking of Matt Riddle, you had it rounding out, ending towards the end of the night there, you had Matt Riddle teaming up with Keith Lee against the Undisputed Era's Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Dude, this match went all over the place. The crowd was into this. And I love how Keith Lee and Matt Riddle, honestly, I like to see these guys just stay together. They work so good together. Keith Lee and Matt Riddle work so good together. Why don't they keep them together and make them a tag team? Because think about it. What's Keith Lee's theme there? He does bask in his glory, bask in the broness. What do you think?
I think these two are good together. They obviously worked together before NXT and the independent circuit. They've been on the same shows together. Really enjoyed this match. The Undisputed Era is the best thing going in NXT. All those guys in the group have great chemistry together. I really enjoyed it. It was a good match. Really loved it.
Yeah, especially the end.
It was all over.
Yeah, it was all over the place. Especially the end. What do you think about the end there, man? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it was insane. Everybody, coming in the ring. Tommaso Ciampa made the save. It was insane. What'd you think about it?
I loved how he came out there and he got retribution and payback for what happened to him last week. Because, I mean, in the words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, Tommaso Ciampa got his mud hole stomped and walked dry by the Undisputed Era last week. He came out, he got retribution. And I loved, and Keith Lee and Matt Riddle did too, especially Keith Lee. But I loved the last line that Tommaso says. He basically tells, he looks at NXT belt, and I love how he looks at it and talks to it like it's like a character itself. And he looks at it, he's like, Goldie, Daddy, you're going to have to wait. Daddy's going to war. So it looks like, I'm assuming, Tommaso Ciampa is going to be having a match for that belt he didn't lose at War Games. What do you say?
I believe they're going to have a War Games match with Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, and Tommaso Ciampa, and a fourth man of their choosing against the Undisputed Era.
That can happen. I can see that happening. But who the hell will the fourth man be?
I think it would be Dominic Dijakovic or the Velveteen Dream. I think one of those two could step up into that spot because I think Johnny Gargano would be the obvious choice. But I think him and Finn Balor are going to do battle at the War Games pay-per-view.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my two choices. I think it should be Dominic Dijakovic. I think Velveteen Dream is probably still injured. I think Dominic Dijakovic will be the fourth man. I think that will be my pick because I think him and Keith Lee have the respect factor of putting on a great matches and having that chemistry in the ring and having brutal matches.
Yes.
I think Dominic Dijakovic would be the
fourth guy. Yeah, I agree with you there. I definitely agree with you right there. Yeah, I can see them being the fourth guy, him being the fourth guy right there. But it wouldn't surprise me if he becomes the fourth guy. Now, NXT. All right, we'll say, okay, on a scale 1 to 10, since you put the scale to 10, you raised it this week. Scale 1 to 10, NXT.
I'd say 8 of 10.
8? Okay. I'm going to have to go with an 8 myself. I'd give it about an 8. I'll give it an 8.5 for the fact that Finn Balor cut amazing promo. Tommaso Ciampa got retribution, and he cut a good promo at the end right there. And they're building a story. So with him going after and capturing and getting back the championship that he didn't lose because he had to relinquish it because of injury. So therefore, that's my thing right there for this week. AEW Wednesday Night War. Continue talking about AEW right here on the Everett Lee Show. Slammin' Thursday edition coming to you tonight here Friday night because we had a holiday Thursday. So I want to thank everyone that's tuning in, listening to this podcast, and listen to Everett Lee and the Chris Rose talking about what's happened this week in the world of wrestling on your television, on the tube. But AEW, man, start this off, man. Let's get into discussing this week's AEW.
Yeah, they did an opening with Tony Schiavone, representing the Rhodes Brothers. Of course, they have a long history in the Crockett promotions and WCW with Dusty.
Yes.
Really enjoyed the opening. It's always good to see Tony and the Rhodes. Very Jim Crockett promotions like. Leading in, building to the Full Gear November 9th match with Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship. Then we had the Hangman Page Sammy Guevara match. Hangman Page went over with the buckshot lariat. Really loved the finish. Loved the finishing name. Hangman Page is a superstar in the making.
He is.
Sammy Guevara suffered another loss, but it does not hurt him because he is in the inner circle with Chris Jericho. He is I like Sammy Guevara. He's a really good talent. I'm glad he got rid of the panda hat. I thought that was really weird. But I think Sammy Guevara tried to mimic a little bit of Finn Balor. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
With that, I think Guevara came out with the leather jacket, the black trunks, the black kick pads. He tried to do too much of a Finn Balor persona there, but I kind of liked it. I kind of like that they're taking digs at the other show. Yeah,
they are,
as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Call it the other show, their program. Yeah, I really enjoyed this match. Everything about it was really good. It didn't go too long. Man, I give it a A+ match.
Yeah, with Sammy Guevara, like you said, having another loss, it don't matter because he's in their circle. He's sitting back with Jericho, just
drinking a little bit of the bubbly
and just having a good time. And yeah, I totally agree. Don't Adam Page remind you of Barry Windham?
Yes, we addressed that on one of our shows.
Yeah,
He has that look and everything, just how he presents himself
he does.
is very Barry Windham. And not only us, Jim Cornette, Tony Schiavone has also said it in the past as well.
Yeah,
And I remember before those guys said it, I was like, God, this guy reminds me of Barry Windham's, his entrance and everything. And then I heard those two say it, and I was like, oh, my, that's insane. It's just, the wrestling fan in us. We just know what we like. We know what we see. Man, Hangman Page is one of my favorite guys in AEW right now. I'm really looking forward to what he does.
Yeah,
In the near future.
yeah. I'm definitely looking to see what he definitely does. I mean, I definitely am. What he does in the future and everything and stuff. But yeah, man, freaking Page. I love that. And like I said, yeah, he does remind me of a young Barry Windham. He does. Now, what else went after that right there? After the Hangman and Sammy match.
Yeah, you had a Karu Shida versus Shayna. We've seen Shida before. She faced Rio at All Out.
Yes.
I think this match went way too long, and I honestly think Brandy Rhodes hires her friends. Not to say they're not bad,
Right.
but I think that and Shayna went way too long. I think this match could have got Shida more over.
Yeah.
And having it just went too long to me.
It just went too long.
Match. I think that nobody really knew who Shayna was. I did.
Yeah.
But I mean, she was unknown. But it was a decent match. Shida is a heck of a talent. We'll just see what happens in the near future with these two. Yeah, it was just kind of out of nowhere match. I mean,
yeah, it was. I wasn't too into it because I was waiting for the top of the hour for the contract signing with Cody and Jericho.
Yeah. And after the Shida and Shayna match we had, Chris Van Fleet introduced the Rock and Roll Express.
Yes.
Came out, did a short promo before Pride and Glory, Santana and Ortiz interrupted and attacked the Hall of Fame duo. It was pretty good. I liked the segment. It was really Young Bucks, of course, made the save.
Yeah.
To build to the full match, Pride and Glory versus the Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that. It's always good to see the Rock and Roll Express on a show like this because of all the NWA talent already on the roster. It made sense. One of the best segments on the card. I really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I was the Rock and Roll Express getting attacked. I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me, man?" I was like, "Come on, man!" It's like you get to beat up a Hall of Famer. Come on. It was just insane there. That was, but Young Bucks came out, did the save, and they're building. What I like is little thing that AEW's done within the last few weeks. They're building for the pay-per-view. They're adding more to it because by the time the pay-per-view comes, Full Gear on November 9th comes, you're gonna next week. You're going to be like, yes, I want to see this because of what they've done on TV every week. Every week. And it's great. I feel that take enough time to build for a storyline compared to what WWE's been doing here lately. And everything that with them building towards this pay-per-view is, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the matches. I'm looking forward to the feuds that they're going to have for this pay-per-view. I definitely am. Especially this right here, the contract signing with Cody and Jericho. I'd have to say that the contract signing, it started going off really good, and then you didn't really expect anything to happen, and I like how Jericho said, I'm not going to put you through the table. I'm just going to say good luck, and he's shaking his hand, and when Cody pulled Jericho close to him, he told him, he said, you need to save that strength for that arm because you're going to need it here after this. And then you seen Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager, formerly known as Jack Swagger, I've still wanted to call him that, attacking Dustin Rhodes, slamming his arm into the door of the limo. Man, I shrieked. I was like, God dang, that had to hurt. That had to freaking hurt. But then Cody comes running out there and, to help his brother, and the MJF shows up. And then the Inner Circle, they book it. What'd you think of the contract signing there, man? How that went down and everything?
Yeah, I thought that was really well done. I loved how Jericho teased to flip the table over. That was also another dig at the other show, in their words, because in WWE's contract signings, they all end up in a brawl, someone going through a table.
Yes.
They also, Joe and Cody always seem to throw digs at the other show.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed Jericho's pumpkin jacket. Was freaking awesome. Jericho is the GOAT, the true GOAT.
Yeah, he is.
Call Shivani Skivoni like he used to in WCW was, that really popped me because as a child, really liked Chris Jericho in 97, 98. I really like that. Jericho called in the West Virginia. Those in West Virginia,
Charleston,
hillbillies.
Yeah,
it was insane.
How do you get heat on a crowd? Call them hillbillies.
I liked how they pulled away. Went to Sammy Guevara, Jake Hager attacking Dusty. Not Dusty. I'm sorry.
Dustin.
Yeah. Sorry. Attacking him. And the best part about it was Jericho just lit a cigar and started smoking it. And he said, "I'll see you November 9th." It was great. I thought this should have been the end of the show.
Yeah.
Instead of semi-main. I think this should have ended it. But yeah, really good segment. Loved it.
It was great. I agree with you right there that they should have had this close the show, but they didn't. They didn't because they wanted to have that spot for the tag team, for that tag team tournament right there. The first ever AEW Tag Team Champions. This right here was all of it. They were going to have that right there. But before I get to that there, Jon Moxley coming out to the ring there. he great pop, comes out there. He destroys, I forget the guy's name, Levy Bates's partner, the Librarian's dude. And then it cuts a... Yeah. What's his name? Peter... damn. You know what I'm talking...
The Librarian, Peter Avalon.
Yes, Avalon. Yeah, destroys him, and then after he destroys him, he basically cuts a promo, and he told AEW, it's like, they can't control him. You can take your wins and losses, and you shove them up your ass, and he is going to beat Kenny Omega within an inch of his life, but no one's everyone's gonna forget about it though, but because it's unsanctioned, and Just a great promo from this guy, man. I feel, Chris, that since he's left, Jon Moxley's left WWE and came over to AEW, we get to see more range of what he can do. And I've loved everything this guy's been in so far in the last few weeks. I don't know how you feel about Jon Moxley here in the last few weeks.
Well, I mean, I love Jon Moxley. I think ever since he left WWE, he's been, really, really good. He left WWE, went to New Japan as well, and became the United States champion over there.
Yeah.
Debuted at Double or Nothing, attacked Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. It helped him a lot in that regard. Really excited to see Jon Moxley in the near future. Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley, Full Gear will be a great match.
Yes.
I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I can't.
Jon Moxley and AEW is a really good fit. I loved what he did before the show started when he stormed into Tony Khan's office. It was different, and I liked it. I like Jon Moxley's character.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what he does at Full Gear. It's going to be great.
It is. It's gonna be great, and just seeing him having a match against Kenny Omega, because they were supposed to have a match and that never happened, and now they're gonna have it because he ended up with the staph infection. Remember that? Yeah. So at All Out, he was not able to go up against Kenny Omega because of that there. But yeah, it was a great promo, and I loved how he cut it, and it was straight to the point. He said what he had to say, and then that was it. That was basically it. Lucha Bros going up against SCU. What do you think about this tag team final tournament? Before you know who won or who won this, who was your team going into it? That out of these two here, the final match, who is going to be your team? Before, when it was announced Lucha Bros and SCU, which team you're like, they're going to win it?
Like when the tournament first started?
Yeah, when it was announced these two are the last teams that will face each other, and the winner's going to win the first ever AEW tag titles. Who is your team that you picked?
I picked SCU over Lucha Brothers.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the same thing, but I said to myself, the Lucha Bros will probably win these. But I was shocked. Great match. Great stuff going in and out. Frankie Kazarian. God dang, that guy's been in the business for so long, and he still he could take some bumps, and he could give some too, man. And in Scorpio Sky, dude is freaking talented, is he not?
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he was the standout through the entire tag team tournament. Obviously, Christopher Daniels had an injury going into this tournament, which had Lucha Brothers attacking them that week on Dynamite. And even, Scorpio Sky in his street clothes, he's by far the star of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And this match, two very good teams, very high-paced, competitive match. I'm glad that SCU came out on top just because of the Scorpio Sky, and he can learn a lot from Kazarian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Really enjoyed this match.
Pretty nice. I enjoyed it too because I didn't know who the hell was going to win. And like I said, I figured, okay, Lucha Bros are going to win. And I was shocked that SCU won. I was like, this is great, man. This is freaking great. They held those titles high. They held them high, and they took it home. They definitely took it home. I'm looking forward to see this week, or actually next week, this coming Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, to find out who or what will be happening with SCU now, since they are the first official AEW Tag Team Champions. Congratulations, guys. You deserve it. And I'm happy. I definitely am happy. But in AEW this week, 1 to 10.
I'm going to have to give it the, watching both shows, I'm going to have to give it 9 out of 10. I think they edged NXT this week. And I think it's because of the main event and the contract signing, what done it.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 for AEW.
I'm going to give AEW, I'm going to put it right up there, right next to my rating with NXT, for the fact that I feel that both shows was neck to neck with each other this week. One didn't have anything really. To me, both shows had moments that stood out this week. When I'd look at this week for NXT, I'd look at Finn Balor explaining why he did what he did the following week. The main event for NXT, AEW, you got the contract signing and the main event for AEW. You had 2 tag team main events on both shows going up head-to-head against each other. Okay? I feel that both shows delivered this week, so I'm giving the same rating to AEW this week, 8.5 to NXT's 8.5. So, there you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. And we're going to be talking about this week's WWE pay-per-view from Saudi Arabia. Talking about Crown Jewel. But we'll be talking about that here right after this, ladies and gentlemen, right after this.
You're listening to The Everett Lee Show.
The following support and sponsor Podcast City Network. City Limits Tap Room, sports bar in DeLand, Florida, has brew on tap, serve food, the grilled cheese is excellent. For upcoming events, check out City Limits Tap Room on Facebook.com/City Limits Tap Room. Morph Tee, a comfortable and lightweight 100% polyester t-shirt with illustrated morph characters that, when worn, will make the illustrations seem to come to life. For more of Tony Rodriguez's work, you can see his full line of apparel at teespring.com. Sports Sanity Customs have worked with organizations from custom embroidering polo shirts to jerseys for your kids' baseball team. They do it all. Armed with state-of-the-art equipment and an in-house design team, they are equipped to take on your next project. Visit their website to learn more, sportsanitycustoms.com. Visit Sports Sanity Customs on Facebook.com/SportsSanityCustoms. 3 Count Design offers a wide range of graphic design products, video, photography and other forms of media. Everything from t-shirt designs to websites. Visit Facebook.com/3 Count Design for more. Demo Blast Studios, an explosion of imagination. Original artwork, podcasts, video, apparel and more. Visit DemoBlastStudios.com. Visit Demoblast Studios on Facebook.com/Demoblast Studios, the best family entertainment pro wrestling show in the state of Kentucky. Kentucky's Own Wrestling brings quality family vintage wrestling to a town near you. Kentucky's Own Wrestling offers a ladies division in wrestling and a training school. Kentucky's Own Wrestling is the current longest running Southern promotion. Visit Facebook.com/Somerset Kentucky's Own Wrestling. All supporters and sponsors are brought to you by Podcast City Network.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
For more of the Everett Lee Show on social media, follow and like The Everett Lee Show on Facebook, The Everett Lee Show. Twitter, at The Everett_Lee, Instagram, Everett Lee Show. Audio versions of this podcast and previously released podcast can be found on everettleeshow.podbean.com. Stitcher Radio, The Everett Lee Show, give a rating and comment. Apple Podcast, The Everett Lee Show, give a rating and comment. YouTube, The Everett Lee Show, subscribe to the channel. The Everett Lee Show, your shot of entertainment to the head.
Hey fans, here at Podcast City Network, we have a lot of great shows on all of our great social media outlets. PodcastCity.net.
Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit that thumbs up. You can send a tweet to Podcast City Network on Twitter at Podcast City Net.
Only on Podcast City Network. You're listening to The Everett Lee Show.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Now, Chris, Crown Jewel. Okay. Crown Jewel was last night on Halloween night, or it was actually during the day because of the time difference over there, because it was nighttime over there and it was day here. It doesn't amaze you how time zones are on this planet?
It is. It's crazy.
It is. On episode 119, I had a upcoming independent artist named Muggsy from Australia. I interviewed him on my normal time, but over there it was a day ahead or a day back, and it was in the afternoon there when I did it. I was like, wow, that's crazy. It's night here and it was day over there, and it was a day ahead or a day behind, one of the two. But besides that, but Crown Jewel, no lack of fireworks, man. No lack of fireworks in the pyro for this one, man. My daughter was watching with me when I was watching it, and towards the end of the pay-per-view, and she loved the matches. I mean, she was excited to see like the pyro and stuff. She thought it was pretty neat, but she did. She sat there and watched most of it with me. She was intrigued by the Fiend. She wasn't scared, believe it or not, dude. She wasn't.
Yeah, the Fiend has an intriguing look. He's very different than anybody else. Yeah, Fiend is captivating, like an Undertaker.
Yeah.
Early days Kane. Yeah, the Fiend is he's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely is. He definitely is. And I mean, being 2 years old, she wasn't scared. She was just like mesmerized by him. It's like, wow. But Crown Jewel started off with right off the bat, man. And I got your message on this, and I agree with you on this. They start off the match. As soon as it started off, Brock Lesnar and Cain Velasquez. I knew right off the bat. I was like, this is going to be over quick. But how's this match going to go? Because Brock came out there, and I love the pyro. One thing I have to say about this pay-per-view was I love the pyro because pyro fit for certain people. And I will say I'm glad they didn't do nothing for the Fiend with pyro. I was happy about that. But Lesnar comes out the ring. Velasquez comes out to the ring with Mysterio. And they do the introductions. And Paul Heyman, as always, delivers with his introduction. Bell starts. They go back and forth there. And I figured, okay, going to be some UFC right there. Yeah, I mean, I was like, this ain't going to be a wrestling match. It's going to be UFC. But then as soon as, Kane got Brock in the corner, and then Brock got, back and forth and went in the corner there. And then when Kane got Brock on his back, I was wondering where this is going to go. And when he started swinging and swinging and swinging, I just kind of lost a little bit of interest there. I was like, is this all this guy is going to do? And then out of nowhere, he gets put in what the hell's the name for the move? I screw this up all the damn time. The Kimura lock, correct?
Yeah, Kimura lock.
See, he gets him in that, and I figured, okay, he is going to get to the ropes, he's going to break, and it's going to go in a different direction. No, he taps out. I was like, that's it?
Yep.
That's it. They're keeping Lesnar built strong here. They are. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, man?
At first, I thought it was really dumb how the match was set up. In a UFC world, I would have kind of liked it because that's what they was doing. Was kind of a UFC MMA style fight. But Cain Velasquez came in with a knee injury, which resulted in the short match. I liked afterwards, Rey Mysterio came in, hit him with a chair. He got thrown out of the ring. Then he came back in, laid some shots into Lesnar that was insane, some insane chair shots, and Lesnar retreated to the entrance ramp. Mysterio telling him to get back in the ring. I like the conclusion of the match, but as far as the match itself, not so much. I mean, on the debut edition of SmackDown on Fox, you have Cain Velasquez debut at the ending segment to challenge Brock and come to the aid of Dominic and Rey Mysterio. The execution on this was not good at all.
Yeah. It wasn't. So you basically got Ray taking the chair shot. I mean, delivering those chair shots. I was laughing because when Brock, with that first chair shot, Brock just stood up, he grabbed Ray and he just dumped him over the ring. That's like, he's like, whoop, there you go. And I was like, okay, that's it. And then he started going back after, Kane there. And then Ray comes back and just swinging the chair like a bad man. And first thing I said to myself, I said, his arm ain't hurting that bad now because he came out in the sling. I was like, you threw that out the window. He shouldn't need more of the sling because it's been, 2-3 weeks?
He's a competitor. He threw that sling off. He had that adrenaline going. I'm sure he felt it afterwards.
True.
Rey Mysterio is a competitor. Can't wait to see what they do with this in the near future.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio and Brock. I hope for a speedy recovery if it is a knee injury for Cain Velasquez. It is rumored that he signed a good contract with the company, having more matches than with Brock. I hope to see how that goes in the near future. I do see Cain Velasquez and Brock meeting again, possibly at the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's my prediction on that.
Okay. All right. That's pretty good, man. I definitely agree with you right there. Tag team turmoil. We were talking about that earlier. Okay. You had the New Day, the Viking Raiders, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, Hawkins and Ryder, the Revival, the OC, Ziggler and Rude, and the B Team. Okay. B Team, I knew they weren't going to last long. The Ryder?
It was a very good match. Rude and Ziggler started off with Lucha House Party. Kind of had a good little back and forth battle. Had some good spots. Rude and Ziggler then went on to face Hawkins and Ryder. Went very, very quick. Then out comes Heavy Machinery. Rude and Ziggler was like, oh my gosh, why these guys, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They had a pretty good match. Saudi Arabia crowd really loved Otis. I mean, how can you not? Otis has good charisma.
Yes.
He's really good. I really like that about him. He connects with the crowd. He's really good in that respect. And Heavy Machinery gets the win over Rude and Ziggler. And Rude and Ziggler had a pretty good outing, I have to say. They're a really good tag team, in my opinion. Then out comes the New Day. And the New Day and Heavy Machinery went back and forth. Big E doing the fake kip-up thing where he got shoulder tackled and acted like he was going to go down. That's pretty damn impressive for a guy.
Yeah. That definitely...
They shoulder tackled him, and he acted like he was going to go down, but he's that's insane. But yeah, the New Day got the victory over Heavy Machinery, and the B team comes out to no reaction, and that's just how they've been built. They didn't last long. Then the Revival comes out. The Revival and the New Day had a pretty good outing. The New Day ended up getting the victory. The Revival attacked them, adding insult to injury. The Revival attacked the New Day, and then out comes the OC. The OC and the New Day had a pretty good match. OC comes out on top, and then the Viking Raiders. The OC looked strong in this, man. I really enjoyed this OC, the original club.
Yeah.
The only club that mattered. I really like that. And the Magic Killer at the end, 1, 2, 3. One of my favorite matches on the card was the Tag Team Turmoil. I thought they put this together very well.
Yeah. Yeah, OC, I was glad they won though, but did you hear the crowd's response when the New Day didn't win, man? Did you hear the response?
We was addressing the Jordan Miles bullshit earlier about African Americans not over.
Yeah.
That shows you right there. When they got eliminated, the fans hated it.
Mm-hmm.
And if this match took place in the States, they'd be mad too, I'd say.
Exactly.
Because the New Day is a good tag team, and man, they're over like Rover.
Exactly. They exactly are. They're over. They're definitely over. They're definitely over. OC, they win. And they win the trophy. They win the cup for the best tag team in the world. I won't do it like what.
The word enunciating the world. Yeah, I hope that. I had a feeling they was going to do that when they announced them as the best tag team in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh no, they're going to. But they didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like that. They're trying to push the club. In respects to them, they should have done it 2 years ago. But
yeah, they're
doing it now, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed Tag Team Turmoil. It was great.
It was great.
And then you got third match on the card, which was my favorite match of the night. Mansoor and
Cesaro and let me pull up my notes right here. I was trying to fix my mic. My mic started slipping again. Mansoor. How do you say his name?
Mansoor versus Cesaro.
Yeah, that was great. My favorite match too, man. I loved it.
Gosh, the Mansoor springboard neck breaker was very innovative. Cesaro's suplex off the top rope was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Very innovative offense. The only thing about Mansoor is they only bring him in for the Saudi Arabia shows. He should be on NXT.
Yeah.
He should be on SmackDown or Raw. Like, just don't have him on the just to get a cheap pop for the Saudi Arabia crowd.
Yeah.
Have him. I think over in the States. I mean, Cesaro's a true pro, a veteran, getting Mansoor over. Mansoor also has a good moonsault.
Yeah.
Man, this is the best match of the night. And there was freaking other superstars on this card. And Mansoor, the hometown boy of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
He put on the best match of the night, Cesaro, and that's more of Cesaro there, getting them over. Mansoor, when the 50-man Battle Royal last year, should have got a spot on the card, but did not anywhere. I think after this spectacular match, they need to do something with Mansoor.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely need to do something with him, man. They freaking just it's like they bring the Undertaker. Mansoor is like the Undertaker for the Saudi crowd, man. For God's sakes, that's what it feels like. It feels like this guy is like their Undertaker. They bring him out, once a year for this here. Come on, man. Yeah, I want to see this guy on NXT. I want to see this guy on Raw or SmackDown. One of the three brands. I want to see this guy out here doing his thing because he's great talent there. Even freaking throw him on 205 Live. Something, because I want to see more of him because I love what he does in the ring.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but what if Mansoor is the fourth man?
For good point. I like it. I can agree with you right there. What if they bring him in? They bring in him, but I still like what you said earlier. But possible, definitely possible. Now we have the Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury match.
As part of the whole match, Fury's entrance. That was the best thing in our show. I popped big time for it. I loved it.
His entrance was the best part of it. Yeah, I thought Braun was going to throw a gasket and go down there and start ripping up the pyro. You know what it reminded me of?
He likes to flip and throw shit. So
yeah, you know what it reminded me of? Remember Rocky IV? You ever seen Rocky IV? You seen the Rocky movies?
Oh yeah.
Okay, remember Rocky IV when Ivan Drago was about to fight Apollo Creed, and he's sitting there, and they put him on that thing, and he gets lifted up in the ring there, and then all of a sudden, like, Apollo Creed comes out this big entrance and everything, and he's sitting there in the ring. Yeah. That's what it reminded me of.
Well, Tyson Fury has done that entrance in his debut on ESPN and in the boxing world. He came out to Living in America with the Apollo Creed gear on. Tyson Fury is a charismatic boxer. He is made for this world.
Yeah.
As far as the match goes, it kind of looked like they had it in the Performance Center because Tyson Fury actually tried to have a match.
Yeah.
Like the roll-through kip up at the beginning and the chain wrestling scene.
Uh-huh.
It was very choppy and slow, but Tyson Fury did try to have a match. He actually tried to have a match.
Yeah.
And I like he had a gimmick ankle injury going into it. I really like that. The finish could have been better. I like they didn't make Braun Strowman look weak. He didn't answer the 10 count on the outside. I think that could have helped him as far as getting knocked out on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Getting out on the apron and landing on the outside had more impact.
Yeah.
But the match could have been better. The match wasn't that great. But the entrance by Tyson Fury was awesome. But it was two heavyweights going to battle. It could have been better. After the match, Strowman, of course, gave him the power slam, and Michael Cole gave it away. Strowman and Tyson Fury will meet again. I would say at the Rumble. I don't think it would be a WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Just like the Velasquez-Lesnar, these two will meet again.
Tyson Fury, I think, did better than Cain Velasquez did.
Yeah. Fury's got a in WWE. Because he does have charisma. He does have a character. He could be a really good heel.
Yeah.
Instead of a good guy.
He could. I agree with you right there. He could basically be a heel. He'd be a great heel. He definitely would. But I think out of the two celebrity opponents or people that was booked for this pay-per-view, Tyson Fury did better than Cain Velasquez. I'm sorry. I think he did much better.
Velasquez.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Velasquez, though, had that injury. I feel like they would have had a longer match if he didn't have the injury. And I think he really does have one. Because while, debut him on SmackDown, on the debut edition to go up against Lesnar and then have a short match, I really think there is something going on there. But yeah, I think this match is better than the Lesnar Velasquez, yeah, by far. Hope to see both matches again.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really good to see that in the near future, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Now, we had they had a pre-show, which you had a Battle Royal, okay? You had a 20-man Battle Royal. The winner faces AJ Styles for the United States Championship. You had the Singh brothers, Mojo Rawley, Eric Rowan, R-Truth, Sin Cara, Brian Kendrick, Titus O'Neil, Tony Nese, etc. Okay. And what's his name, who we were talking about earlier, ended up winning. And who was that person that won, Chris?
Yeah, it came down to Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, and Humberto Carrillo. Luke Harper went to eliminate him. He hung on. Eric Rowan eliminated Luke Harper. Humberto Carrillo slid through, pushed over Eric Rowan, and won the match. And that was actually my pick, because on Raw they was trying to push Humberto Carrillo and AJ Styles, and they did so. And my second pick was Buddy Murphy. I think Buddy Murphy and AJ Styles would have had a good match as well.
Oh, God, yeah, they would.
Yeah, that would have been great. But Humberto Carrillo, AJ Styles for the U.S. Championship. I really, feel like it was a filler match for Saudi Arabia's show. I mean, I thought it was a good match. They're not 100% confident in Humberto Carrillo, not giving him the championship yet, but they are confident in him. It was overall, a good match. I mean, not the best match on the card. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty good. Yeah, I agree. It was more of a filler match than anything. It did feel like that. I felt like it was more of a filler match, but Yeah, after that, we had our Team Hogan versus Team Flair match, man. We had Team Hogan and we had Team Flair having their match there. Now, Team Hogan, we had the team captain who was replaced because Seth Rollins was in the main event, defending the Universal title in a Falls Count Anywhere match against the Fiend Bray Wyatt. So he was replaced by Roman Reigns. You had Roman Reigns, Rusev, Ricochet, Shorty G, which I'm going to refer to him as Chad Gable, not Shorty G because I hate the damn name, and Ali. Okay, going up against Team Flair, which was Randy Orton, King Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Drew McIntyre. Now, I like the interchanges with a lot of the people going back and forth and stuff, though. But what I kept my mind on and my focus was the moment you'll see Rusev and Lashley hook up in the ring again. Like you said, you mentioned on Monday the big pop that Rusev got. I was waiting to hear that and see that again, which I was not disappointed because it happened. But I thought this was going to be like a Survivor Series elimination match, but I'm glad it wasn't because we can build towards that now. And speaking of that, I will mention a little bit here after we talk about Crown Jewel. One information came in here on the Everett Lee Show about tonight's SmackDown, why this is going on, this live stream. But, Chris, how did you like the interaction between everyone and stuff in this match here? Team Hogan versus Flair.
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. I mean, Randy Orton got the biggest pop out of everybody. I mean, that crowd was pro Randy Orton more than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
The finish, Randy Orton getting speared by Roman Reigns. That was the build-up. Roman Reigns took out everybody.
Yeah.
Near the end, everybody was putting their finisher on everybody. Honestly, got kind of lost in the match, but it was a long show.
Yeah.
But overall, it was pretty good. Roman Reigns stood tall like he should. Roman Reigns is one of the best in WWE.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the match.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it too. I definitely did, and I figured Flair would win because they kept bringing up Hogan's like, Flair never beat me, brother. He never beat me, brother. Okay, Flair's team's gonna win. And after that RKO, dude, I thought that was it. But did you notice this? I want to point this out if you notice this. After he hit the RKO on Reigns, and when he went to 1, 2, 3, and Reigns kicked out at 2, and then when he stood up, and it looked like he was buying time, waiting for Ali and Ricochet to get their asses up and get back in the ring so they can continue and take this match home. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, Orton standing there just waiting, because he was going to go and do the punt to the head, which, I mean, it took forever for him to set up because he was waiting for Ricochet and Ali to get in there and do their spot, which I thought was amazing. Now, those two, they should throw on a damn tag team together. What do you think?
They would be a good tag team, but I think keeping them as singles would be good. Them two as a tag team would be great.
Yeah.
I don't know if on Raw SmackDown, if you're going to put them two as a tag team, put them on NXT with those fast-paced guys.
Good point. Good point.
Those two battling the Undisputed Era would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely was. Now you get to see the first time in history. They talked about this last year, and the Saudi government said no. But I don't know what happened or how the strings got pulled, but it was making news, man. The first ever women's match in Saudi Arabia, you had Natalya going up against Lacey Evans. Did you see and feel the emotion going into this when Natalya came to the ring?
I didn't like the fact that a fan threw a water bottle at Natalya in the entrance. That's the one thing that stood out to me. Yeah. Obviously, some of the fans were not happy about it, but the majority of them was.
They enjoyed it.
They obviously had to wear a lot of clothing due to the rules in Saudi Arabia.
The culture.
Which is all right. I actually liked the match. Lacey Evans has a bright future in the business. Natalya is a true pro. It was a good back and forth battle. I liked the match. I thought it was really good.
Lacey Evans impressed me, actually. I'm going to have to say that. Lacey Evans impressed me on what she did at the beginning of this match and through the match. She impressed me. Believe it or not, Chris, she impressed me. I figured I wouldn't see a lot from her, but damn, she impressed me. She definitely did impress me.
Yeah, it was a good match. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Last but not least, we finally get the Universal Championship match. Falls count anywhere, and this match will not stop under any conditions. Any. Seth Rollins defending the championship against the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Rollins loved the pyro. Loved how that went with his entrance. I'm glad, like I said earlier, I'm glad they didn't do no pyro with the Fiend. But however, they still pulled it off great. But the one thing I hate, dude, kill the damn red light. Kill it. That kills it.
I was telling my girlfriend Ashley, I was like, are they seriously gonna do this red light bullshit again? My goodness. I mean, it was a little better than when they was like you can barely see them in the Hell in a Cell, and then you got the damn red light. But I mean, as far as that goes, this match is a lot better than the Hell in a Cell match. Seth Rollins, the double table spot should have been saved later on in the match because Seth Rollins was fighting after that. They fought on the stage. Rollins sent Bray Wyatt, I can't even say his fucking name, into the debris. And actually like that finish. Seth Rollins trying to get the debris off of Bray Wyatt, and then out of nowhere, put him in the Manimal Claw.
Yeah.
Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3. God, this probably would have been the match of the card if it wasn't match of the night on the card if it wasn't for the red lighting again. I don't know why they continue to do that. At one point, I thought Seth Rollins fell like straight down into an abyss. Bray Wyatt knocked him off the entranceway, and I couldn't even see where Seth Rollins was.
Really?
Because it was so dark in there. Like Bray Wyatt hit him off the ramp into the crowd area.
Yeah.
And it was pitch black. No red lighting around. And I couldn't even see Seth Rollins anywhere. It was really weird, the red lighting and stuff. I get that they're trying to do something different with the Fiend. But overall, I thought the finish was good. The fans got what they wanted, which should have been at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt, the new Universal Champion.
Doubt that they made... Do you think they made the right decision on giving him the belt? Do you?
Yeah, I do. I agree.
I feel the same way. I feel that the same way.
for them to do something different with everything going on in the wrestling business and in the company. I think Bray Wyatt is the right guy to have that championship. Before the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, Bray Wyatt was the hottest thing in all of wrestling. He didn't need a championship. But after that shit finish at Hell in a Cell, after all that bullshit, I think right now you need to put the championship on him now. And I'm glad they did it at Crown Jewel. Can't wait to see what they do with Bray in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to watch SmackDown tomorrow morning and see what he did on Miz TV to see if The Fiend will be on Miz TV. But I think it's Bray Wyatt and not The Fiend.
Yeah.
Because we saw the different characteristics there with when Seth Rollins invaded the Firefly Funhouse, and Bray Wyatt did not fight Seth at all. He just let Seth beat him up.
Yeah.
It's two different guys.
I'm glad you brought that up right there.
Think Bray Wyatt will bring the championship belt with him on Miz TV or not?
I'm glad you brought that up right there because I think I mentioned this to you for the fact that I love how he separated both characters. He's treating them both like two different characters. You got Bray Wyatt of the Firefly Funhouse. Then you got The Fiend. I feel that The Fiend will have the Universal Championship. However, Bray Wyatt will not, because he will refer to himself as The Fiend as another person. I feel that. Also, too,
yeah,
I will mention this here, that, like during the end of the match with Seth Rollins, with the electrical boxes, when it sparked, it blinded him, which gave Bray the opportunity to Man McCall him and do Sister Abigail. And 1, 2, 3. There you go. There's how you get that championship right there. And
that's believable.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into the eyes of Seth, that's believable, and I liked it.
Yeah, they played that off well. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the finish.
Mm-hmm.
I think this year's Crown Jewel was better than last year's.
I do too. 1 to 10. What do you rate this, Chris?
I rate it around, I'd say a 6 of 10.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff, I didn't like very well. The first match I didn't like very well. The filler match with the United States Championship, it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to go 6 of 10 with this one.
Okay. I'm going to go at 5.
It was a really long show.
Yeah. 3 hours and 35 minutes.
Yeah, some of the matches could have been a little shorter.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like the show. Mm-hmm. I didn't dislike it.
Yeah, I thought it was average. I know a lot of people is like, this sucks, or you have casuals that are like, yeah, this is great. Me, I didn't expect too much or too little out of this pay-per-view right here, because heck, it was Saudi Arabia, and they do some crazy stuff. I mean, they always do crazy stuff during the week, but this is one of the things where I figured, it's just, I don't expect too much. I was shocked. I told you this. I was shocked, but not too surprised that they'd give the Universal title to The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I was not, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff happened happened this week with wrestling. And one of the things that I want to say, I don't want to spoil too much for you because I'm going to go back and watch it too on SmackDown. Did you catch when they were advertising Survivor Series about, for the first time ever, Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT?
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting.
Now,
hopefully they don't shit. Yeah, I saw that earlier. I didn't read into it. I was scrolling through Facebook earlier, and I did see them advertise that. I'm going to look more into that in the near future. That's going to be fun, having NXT mingle with Raw and SmackDown is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is because they're a third brand. They're officially a third brand. Like Triple H said, you're not developmental. You're a third brand now. And they are. They definitely are. They can hold their own. They can hold their own, so call them a third brand. They're not developmental.
I think they are the third brand. I mean, the Kabuki Warriors bringing the women's tag team championships over to there.
Yes.
I think that's what they need to do with the women's tag team championships. Have them on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. I think that'll do good for the company, do good for the wrestling business as a whole.
Exactly.
And already the NXT division is better than AEW, and Raw and SmackDown as well is better than AEW. AEW's new as they go along in their journey to find talented women. It's not like they don't have talented women right now. They just don't have the right storylines to tell and the right people to put them in place right now because they're so new. But we'll see what goes on in the near future between all companies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely see what's going to happen in the future with all three companies. But speaking of NXT, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and see what's gonna what happened tonight on SmackDown for the fact that something happened with NXT making their presence known and an announcement from Brock Lesnar, and I want to see what happened with Miz TV. But Chris, that's pretty much it for this show, man. That's pretty much it. You have anything going on this weekend, again, that you want to promote?
I will be in action tomorrow night in Russell Springs, Kentucky, just outside of Somerset. I will be going one-on-one with Big Cousin Frank. Should be a good show. KZW in Russell Springs, Kentucky. Bell time, 7:30. Come and watch the Chris Rose defeat Cousin Frank, because that's what the Chris Rose does the best in KZW, the man. And Sunday, bell time, 6 p.m. in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. I will be in a 2 out of 3 fall. I apologize, that was last week, 2 out of 3 falls. Sunday, I will be in a Falls Count Anywhere match with Frankie Swamp Tower, and hopefully put him in the rear view because I'm so sick and tired of this guy. I'm going to beat him down and victimize him, and he is going to just be another notch on my belt, and I'm going to move on to bigger and better things in WCCW. Should be a competitive brawl, and hopefully I end him quick because I'm so tired of Frankie Swamp Tower, and I'm ready to move on from him. But that is the 2 shows I have this week. This weekend, correct myself there, this weekend, KZW, WCCW. KZW Saturday night, WCCW Sunday night. 2 good shows. Hope to see everybody out there. And that's what the Chris Rose has coming up.
Nice. Thank you so much, as always, the Chris Rose. It's always a pleasure for the Slammin' Thursday edition here of the Everett Lee Show. And I want to mention that you can follow more of the Everett Lee Show on Facebook at the Everett Lee Show on Facebook. Give a thumbs up, click that like button. Also on Twitter, give me a follow on Twitter at the Everett_Lee, and give me a follow on Instagram, Everett Lee Show. And subscribe to the Everett Lee Show YouTube channel for audio portions of this podcast and many previous release podcasts of the Everett Lee Show. Everett Lee Show is available on Podbeam. That's right. Podbeam, everettleeshow.podbeam.com. So check out the audio portion of the Everett Lee Show right there on Podbeam. iTunes, subscribe, give a 5-star rating to the Everett Lee Show on iTunes, Google Play, and on Stitcher Radio. Download that app for your smartphone and tablet and give a review and a 5-star rating. And as always, this is all brought to you by the Podcast City Network. So be sure to follow Podcast City Network over on podcastcity.net and on Facebook, Podcast City Network. Hit that like button and send them a tweet over on Twitter at Podcast CityNet and follow them as well. And their YouTube channel. Subscribe, Podcast City Network YouTube channel right there on YouTube. And be sure to follow them on Twitch, twitch.tv/Podcast City Network. And right here, follow the Everett Lee Show on twitch.tv/The Everett Lee. And that is it for your Slammin' Thursday edition, coming to you this Friday for the Everett Lee Show. And I will say this, Chris, I probably dig up or find a guest next week for our returning time slot and day for Slammin' Thursdays of the Everett Lee Show. So we'll see what happens on that right there. We'll get ourselves a guest on so we can interrogate. What do you say?
Yeah, let's interrogate someone and get us a guest on here. That'd be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a guest. Let's mix it up a little bit, Everett. Let's get us a guest on here and pick their brain about some AEW, NXT, and RAW.
That's what I'm going to do. I will talk more with you about that when we get off the air. But Everett Lee is going to hit that outro music, and we'll definitely mix it up next week. We'll see what I can pull out of my hat. So, Everett Lee signing off, and the Chris Rose. We'll see you again next Thursday for another edition of the Everett Lee Show, Slammin' Thursday edition. Peace. Have a good night.